Hi guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Wow, what a beautiful day it is here in Newcastle upon Tyne today, here at the Newcastle United training ground as the team gear up for their trip to Brighton at the weekend. Before I get into the video, if you guys are not subscribing already, please do so. Leave a comment below. Be nice to hear your opinions as the season draws to a close, and be keen to get some more subscribers to my paltry 15,000 or so that I've got at the moment. So feel free to subscribe, that'd be nice to have you on board. As I say, beautiful day, 24 degrees. Oh, it feels like July here in Newcastle. I think it's like that across the UK. So I hope to any of you viewers who are watching in other areas of the world right now, you've got weather not so different to what we're experiencing right now. Lovely heat wave here in the UK. A really nice time of the year as well, when summer of course is just around the corner. So anyway, why am I talking to you today? I'm talking to you today because I'm up at the training ground, and just over the trees there behind me, Newcastle have just this lunchtime finished their morning training session as they gear up for that trip to the south coast to play Brighton on Sunday. So what are we, Wednesday today? They've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days of full training before they play their next match and try and get another crucial 3 points in the chase for Champions League football next season. I did a video last week saying what I think Newcastle should be aiming for, what I think will be enough for them to qualify for the Champions League, and I said if you win your last 3 matches against Ipswich, Chelsea and also against Everton in the last 8, it should be enough. But I just felt, just to be sure, picking up 1 point from the 2 away games at Brighton and Arsenal will be more than enough, and mathematically would be enough for the likes of Villa to catch you anyway. But yeah, I do think some of the other teams will slip up at stages. I don't think all the teams are going to win all their games, although when you look at the table, they're jostling for position at the top at the moment, and it's a real battle in there for those Champions League spots, those 5 Champions League spots. But I just feel if Newcastle were able to pick up, I said 10 points, and of course 3 is already in the bag from the win against Ipswich, so 7 points left, 3 against Chelsea. I'm saying that as if it's going to be easy, but I fancy Newcastle at home, 3 against Everton, and then 1 on the road, and I think you'll be plain sailing back into the Champions League next season. So I was up here at the training session this morning just to watch on. One crucial takeaway from the training session this morning was that there was no Joe Linton, who of course missed the win against Ipswich at the weekend with a recurring knee problem. So that would suggest to me, as we stand here right now on Wednesday, he is a doubt for that game on Sunday, but we'll wait to get an update from Eddie Howe on Friday. I think Eddie said at the weekend he was set to see a specialist, so let's see what comes from that. But no sight of Joe Linton today. Anthony Gordon was there, despite Eddie Howe saying after the match against Ipswich that he's got a bit of a knee issue that was giving him a bit of a problem during the week, and I think that was why he didn't start the match, why he didn't come back in. I had a feeling he was going to start at the expense of either Harvey Barnes or Jacob Murphy, but instead Eddie Howe stuck with the 2 that have been doing so well, and Gordon was left kicking his heels on the bench until the last 20 minutes. But he was there this morning taking a full part in training, and so too were all the other big names, the likes, you guys will be pleased to know, the likes of Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali, all there this morning taking part in training. I'm not too sure, it was difficult for me to see at the time. I'm not sure if Sven Botman was there, but yeah, I was only in for a quick 20 minutes, so it's difficult to do a live on Sky Sports News, look at everyone who was there, say hello to people, and make sure you spot everyone at the same time. So I'm floating some of the training pictures over this video just now, so you guys can have a look at yourself. But another key thing was seeing Eddie Howe there and looking really well, I have to say. Hot today, really hot, so probably not the best conditions for him when he's recovering from pneumonia. He'll want to make sure that he keeps his temperature at a good level, but I did notice he was taking a lot of fluids on board today, and he said last Friday, didn't he, that he's going to have to be more take more care of himself, show himself a little bit more love, and be aware when he's struggling, or be aware when he's ill, not keep battling through it all the time. And just watching him at the session this morning, you know, he wasn't running about like he usually would be, or barking orders. You know, the players were shaking hands with him and he was having a little laugh and a joke, but it looked as though he was trying to keep things keep things pretty calm. And look, I think that's been the scenario for him since he returned to the training ground exactly a week ago, last Wednesday. So look, he'll want to make sure he doesn't make himself feel any worse, and you know, that was there today. That was an evidence, I have to say, at the training ground, where he looked you know, he just looked like he was caring for himself. And the players, of course, were expending energy. And interesting to see that even before they sort of went to the van to find out what their instructions were for the session, the players were already doing a couple of sprints of the pitch. And we all know Eddie Howe's, you know, really into this high intensity, high press, really fit style of football, and you can see it coming across in the little bits of training I see, that before they even start on the tactical and the ball work, they're already doing some sprints, and they're getting timed, and that was in evidence this morning as well. So nice to be up there today and see everyone as the team gears up, as I say, for that trip to Brighton. 4 huge matches left. The end of the season is just around the corner, but it feels like Newcastle are in a strong position. Of course, things could change tomorrow night if Forest beat Brentford and they pop back above Newcastle in the league table. But look, I think Newcastle have got decent fixtures left, and I still fancy you to finish the job. So that's it from me this morning, short and sharp. I thought I would just give you those couple of little updates from training that I saw. Obviously, of course, no Lewis Hall, who's injured. I'm not sure if Matt Targett was there either. You might be able to tell me more from my videos if you pour over the pictures. But other than that, it looked like most of the familiar faces were there. And as I say, this weather as well just makes you think the season's almost at an end. We're almost off on our holidays, and how much you guys would love to go off on your holidays this summer, knowing that you've got Champions League football, European trips to look forward to and to savour next season. So that's it from me, short and sharp update from the training ground, guys. Hope you enjoyed those pictures, and I'll see you at the weekend. Cheers now, bye bye.